Your time starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chen Wen, and I'm from Nana. When we first started this project, what we realized, and this might not come to surprise to many of you, is that parents do very strange things. What we noticed is that parents, on average, were willing to spend about 200 USD on a baby monitoring solution that, if you thought about it, really doesn't tell you very much at all. In fact, the trouble with all these devices is that they fail to answer a very fundamental question. Is my child okay? With baby monitoring solutions in the market today, they fall into three main categories, and they work on three main principles. A, can my baby cry loud enough to be heard? B, am I looking at my video monitor at precisely the right time my child happens to be in trouble? Or C, is my child moving enough? And say you're one of these skeptics who say, hey, you know what, I've heard about one of these really interesting devices that you can strap to your child and tells you the heart rate and the breathing from your iPhone through Bluetooth. Isn't that good enough? But we like to question, is that all really there is to wellness? Sleep is a huge issue for many parents. And the medical community will agree with this, that this concern is valid. Sleep plays a crucial role contributing to a child's brain development, physiological development, and even social development. And despite this immense amount of attention and money being spent on child monitoring solutions, no solution on the market helps to currently address this pressing question. At Nana, what we realized is that if we could come up with a solution that was A, extremely unobtrusive, B, required absolutely no intervention or interaction from parents in order to ensure the well-being of the child, and C, for once, actually understood the child, we would have an amazing product on our hands. This is our sensor mat. It goes underneath patented sensor mat, by the way. It goes underneath any mattress up to 9 inches thick. Picks up movement, breathing, and heart rate. Takes all this data, pushes it through our communicator unit into the cloud. And that's when exciting things really start to happen. All this data gets combined with our deep pattern recognition analytics, which means now we can deliver unparalleled insights about sleep, understand short-term, long-term behaviors, trends, and events, and push these via notifications to his parent's smartphone no matter where they are. Being a cloud-connected device, of course, means the entire ecosystem of caregivers is now engaged onto a single platform. And the great news about it is, it works. This is what your baby's sleep looks like compressed into a single night. This is one of our early test users, Scalar. As you can see, the benefit of working with kids is that they're really cute. And the next slide, we actually get to see his data output. Okay, so you see this huge long squiggly line here. As you can see, this gives us, actually you might not be able to interpret from here, but we actually get extremely good visibility over different segments of sleep the child goes through per night. As promised, we do heart rate and breathing, accurate up to 2 beats per minute, verified in clinical trials. So some of you might be wondering, what do we do with all this data, right? Nana plays an integral role in this upcoming movement of Internet of Things, being the one place, the beginning, that actually understands you, meaning now you can draw much more meaningful responses from the whole ecosystem of devices which are connected. This is our lean and mean go-to-market strategy. We're going to be leveraging on existing e-commerce platforms and reaching out to local influencers because this parenting thing is a local thing. At Nana, we believe in creating devices which help you better engage for and care for your loved ones. So if you're one of these companies who imagine yourselves creating these incredible new exciting products with us, please come talk to us. We would love to hear from you. My name is Chen Wen. This is my amazing team. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's hear from the judges.
Sorry, I think I missed it. When are you going to be shipping?
We will be shipping our product in about 4 months' time.
4 months' time. And
Yes.
Are you taking pre-orders ahead of time?
Yes.
Are you taking pre-orders now?
Yes.
How many pre-orders do you have?
We are taking pre-orders now. We just started a couple of days ago, so the emails are still rolling in. I have not counted all of them yet.
That's weird. But okay, so you have the orders coming in. How are you going to acquire users? Like, how are you letting people know about this?
So earlier on, I think I didn't mention it very much in depth, but we are reaching out through. So your question is about how do we reach out to users?
Yeah, basically you're trying to get pre-orders right now. So
Yes.
like, how are you going to get all these people who have like the hair on fire problem with my kid is like a terrible sleeper?
Yeah. So
stuff.
being a startup, we just started a couple months ago. So right now, reaching out through social media, through bloggers, through local influencers, Pinterest, so on and so forth.
And then, here's the thing I always worried about analytics companies, is that you have all this great data that you're collecting for them, and then what I'm always worried about is like when analytics companies, they don't have like, all right, now what do I do? Right? So like you're saying like, we'll let you see all this sleep trends and information about how your baby's sleeping.
Yeah.
How am I going to change my behavior after looking at that stuff? You guys give me like clear like calls to action. It's like, okay, now that I have this device, now I know how to change my life with it. So what are examples, things that people are able to do once they see their sleep trends with their babies?
Okay, so earlier on, if you remember that long squiggly line thing, with this chart, you actually can see the various the quantities and the quality of sleep. You get a clear view of your REM sleep, light sleep, deep sleep, so on. Parents can actually compare this automatically because our app is database in the cloud. All this information is compared against parameters and norms for that particular age group. So say, for example, the child has gotten up from and seems a bit cranky, right? We can look back on the data through the app, of course, and understand, get a bit more insight into why that happened. Maybe the child had been woken up during the wrong stage of sleep.
So what can the parents do? Like, what is the action they're going to do now after they see some kind of... Can you give me just an example of something that you're thinking identify that help solve a certain sleep problem?
Okay, so for your question, in terms of what actionable things can be done, for example, we can push a notification through the cloud to the phone to say, for example, your child should be sleeping early today because has not getting enough sleep the past couple of weeks. Hopefully that never happens. But in addition to that happening, the cool thing about what Nana can do is because it's cloud connected, now the moment you put your child to sleep in the future, especially with your connected devices, your entire environment understands the child needs to go to sleep and will start working in conjunction with you to help you do that.
It's kind of similar to Kevin's question, but what is the currently perceived problem by the parents?
Okay, so current issues that parents have with the kids, putting the child to sleep. First of all, that's the biggest problem most parents actually face when you talk to us. And we see that as one of the future integrations that we want to do with the Internet of Things companies which are now emerging as well. So with Nana as a trigger that actually understands how the child behaves and what state the child is in, we can now elicit appropriate responses from the devices which are connected to that.
Does the sleeping data actually solve that problem?
Yes, because it's not just sleeping data, right? Because it's not just sleeping data because we understand when the child's also awake and what state the child is in before. And we can say, for example, you place the child in bed, the child's not asleep yet. Nana can then go to try to help you put the child to sleep at the point in time.
There's just one asinine comment that I could make is that I think you get the same gist from the judges is that you have a value proposition, like a vectoring issue here, where number one, you're talking about sleep, and then now you're talking about just simple monitoring. Maybe there's a deflection point where you feel here is that you think that monitoring is conducive to the concept of sleep, where everyone keeps on asking, so what's next, right? So it may be a value proposition issue that you're trying to solve right now.
Okay, so for that question, what we would like to say is that so you have baby monitoring on one hand, and you see sleep as separate from baby monitoring, but we actually see the wellness of the child as a whole, and sleep actually plays a crucial role in that, ensuring the well-being of the child.
I love the concept. Maybe you did this specifically to enter one part of the market, but I think there's a lot more utility for this for the older age people or the
Yes.
younger group of people.
Absolutely.
I can see this kind of mat being actually injected into all the old people's homes because it enables them to actually monitor at scale. So that'll be easy.
Yes, that's one form of feedback we get quite commonly from a lot of people whenever we pitch our product to. So again, Nana this is our flagship product. This is one of the B2C strategies we have at this point in time. On the B2B side, we're always looking for verticals, other companies, other verticals who also want to understand the customers in deeper ways. For example, elderly care, hospitality care as well, so on and so forth.
All right, thank you very much, judges. Congratulations.